Hey guys, welcome to Geek to Movies. We got a very special episode today. We haven't been to the movies in over 2 months. And we decided to go check out Captain Marvel 2 or The Marvels.
Yeah.
And I was excited to go see this movie only for one reason and one reason alone, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. And I love that Disney Plus TV show. I can only name 3 TV shows on Disney Plus that I have really enjoyed. That's the Marvel banner, WandaVision.
Yep.
Loki is number 1 for me.
Okay.
And Miss Marvel. That's where it stopped. And then, of course, when I saw Miss Marvel and when they announced that they were gonna have Miss Marvel in this movie, I'm like, I don't know if that'll work or not.
Yeah.
Then the trailer comes out and they made it very unique, like body switching, hero worshipping, and just craziness. And I was like, you know what? This has a potential not to be a great Marvel movie, but a fun one.
Yeah.
And that's all I was asking for. Be better than the first Captain Marvel movie, which was a snooze fest, as most of you know. It was just like a blissful less than 2 hours.
Thank God it was under 2 hours. I was so glad.
and just like honestly, the movie works. Surprisingly, the movie works in places that it shouldn't, and it went a little wacky, and we can talk more about what the wackiness is. And I'll say right now, either the wackiness is gonna work for you, like me, and I don't have heard their reviews yet, or it won't. And if it doesn't work for you, you might not enjoy it. I know, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point is all about getting like those big hardcore action storylines and things like that. And I like the thing that this movie really showed me was, hey, we can make a fun superhero movie that's lighthearted, funny, and decent action. And that's exactly what I got. And oh my gosh, can I just say, Kamala Harris, without going into spoilers, steals literally every scene in this movie.
Yeah, she's
like,
so
Kamala
good.
Harris?
The vice president,
yes.
Kamala Harris,
Took a little break from running the country.
and decided to be in a little movie called Marvel. No, I'm sorry. I
She
didn't
pulled
even...
a Meghan Markle and decided to act instead of running a country.
All right, guys. So before we get into our Marvels review, we just want to say next week is Hunger Games, Songbirds, and Snake Planes, and Planes on a Snake. I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
Snakes, planes, and automobiles.
Ballet of snakes and planes in this plane. I don't know, but that is next week. We will be doing a very special review. If you tune in for that,
Don't forget to build your snowman.
Oh.
Wait, what? Why?
Don't forget to build a snowman.
Oh, snow.
Oh.
John, yeah, I got you.
Jon Snow?
Jon
Oh
Snow.
my gosh.
Winter is coming.
Wow. Winter is coming, people. Don't forget to build your snowman.
We got Hunger Games coming out next weekend. We will be doing a special exit right after we get out of the movie. We'll do a review for that. And if you tune in, we will tell you a special story how me and Shannon, when we went to go see the original Hunger Games, were in the back seat of a police car. At the end of the movie, yeah. So if you tune in, you get to hear our adventure on that.
The tale.
I know, and
I can't wait to hear this. I haven't heard this story.
Oh,
You've
you
never
haven't?
heard this story?
Oh,
I've
we
never
might
heard
tell
it.
you now.
If any future employers are watching, please skip to the end of the video and learn the full story before you decide whether or not you want to hire me. Thank you.
No, it's a fun story. I think that was the first. We went from like being acquaintances to being like really good friends.
Yeah.
After that adventure, I feel like that was like.
And it could have gone terribly wrong.
In a lot of
It could
ways.
have ended our friendship.
That's true.
It could have. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we come back for that, and we will definitely be saving that story for next weekend. Onto this movie. Okay, so what I was gonna originally say was, this movie is fun. It's very enjoyable, like I said in my intro. Really good laughs. I think like Kamala Khan and her entire family are like just a gem.
I could totally see
Yeah.
it.
They're so precious. I love them.
And like I like that Nick Fury is just kind of laid back and like annoyed, like you know that grandpa that shows up for Thanksgiving and is mad why the food isn't ready yet. That's just what Nick Fury is in this movie.
Yeah.
Either that'll work for you or it will not. But he was very laid back and chill this whole movie. I really enjoyed that. They actually gave Captain Marvel more things to do in this movie that I appreciated than they did in the last movie. I felt like there were some really good connections between her and Monica. Monica, of course, was the little girl in the last Captain Marvel movie, and then she's been gone for like what 2 decades or something like that, and hasn't been to Earth.
Yeah, how come Captain Marvel hasn't aged? Was she just in outer space?
It's the powers that keep her from aging.
She's powers keep her from aging.
Yeah, like she in the comics, I think she's like thousands of years old.
Okay.
There's a cool little Easter egg if you've read Captain Marvel in this movie about something that happens at the end of her Captain Marvel storyline, which I won't get to now. But if you've read the comics, you may figured out what I was trying to say or what I'm trying to say. And yeah, she was really good here. I like there's a whole like montage on how to like learn how to like time your jumps right, so when they do use their powers,
that was
this
great.
Switch, I love that. I think
they're
like
jump roping,
yeah,
they're juggling.
Yeah, it's just a montage of them just trying to learn how to like get to know one another and like learn their powers and how to switch. Really enjoyed that. The movie takes god awful 15-20 minutes to really get going. That's my only big complaint about this movie is the first 20 minutes are it's like somebody decided I'm gonna edit this like you have ADHD. And I have ADHD. So I can tell you right now, the first 15-20 minutes just felt very judder. Like just like
all over the place?
Yeah, like all over the place. It takes like a good 20 to 30 minutes to really settle down.
Yeah.
And once that kicks in, the movie's like very enjoyable. But I can see some people why they would not want to sit and watch this movie if they couldn't get through the first 15 minutes. The villain here is very bland. I mean, Marvel's all about like, you know, we've had over 20 movies and I can only name like 3 or 4 villains. Probably something like that. I don't even know where we're at.
I think we're at 45.
But a lot. Yeah. And majority of the time, unless it's Thanos or Loki or I don't know, like the villains just don't seem to really
They're all the same thing. Yeah, they're just copy paste villains.
Yeah.
Very boring.
So very forgettable villain. Other than that, yeah, I think it's definitely a much better, more exciting, fun adventure. Nothing very serious. Probably is not going to land in your top 10 like Marvel movies. But if you're looking for just a fun time, to take like maybe your girls or like kids to go see it, I think they'll really enjoy it. I think it's a good Marvel family fun fair. That's all I can really say. And I'm just gonna, you know what, Shannon, I'll have you go last. Let me throw it over to George for once. Now, how about you give us your thoughts on the Marvels?
Yes, I really didn't think I was gonna like this movie going into it, just because I couldn't really stand the last Captain Marvel movie.
Oh yeah.
I was not interested in I forgot her name.
Brie Larson.
Not even just Brie Larson, but I wasn't really interested in her best friend's daughter's
Monica.
line. Yeah, Monica.
Okay.
Captain Proton or whatever.
Like basically
Professor Marvel.
Yeah.
Professor
Did they
Marvel.
stick to that?
I
can't
think
remember.
they did. I don't know.
Okay.
But I wasn't very interested in her story because like I had seen what happened with that. That was like during the Vision.
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah, that was during WandaVision that we saw her.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't able, like, I just at the time I wasn't able to finish the Miss Marvel series, even though it looked okay. But I mean, like, it was, once again, it's like a high school series, so like I normally don't do very well with those. So
okay.
Unless it's anime.
Wow. That's true.
But you
I'll
can't
give
help
you
that.
Yeah.
But
that's majority of anime.
Just the majority of like high school TV series things, I live action, I can't get into them. So I was really very uninterested in most of the characters going into this. But I would have to say that they still did a very good job of keeping it rather interesting throughout the movie. There were quite a few moments where I was laughing very hard.
Oh my gosh. I looked over at George and there were a few times where I'm like, I think you're going to choke to death if you laugh any harder. Because you were really, really laughing hard. More than me and Shannon, I would say, at some point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. There were too many...
One-liners?
Yeah. I don't even know if they meant for them to be one-liners, but they were just I couldn't help myself. They were funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall I'd have to say I liked the action in this movie. That was another thing that shocked me. I didn't expect there to be good action in this, because when I watched the Miss Marvel series, I didn't see very good action in that. I didn't see very good action in WandaVision with Monica's character.
Well, they've made it pretty clear that those Disney shows are meant to be very low budgeted.
Yeah.
So that's, when I watch...
It makes sense, but like I wasn't expecting to see anything fantastic going into this.
Right.
But honestly, it was pretty decent. Like, there were only a few scenes that I kind of like could fully tell it just felt CGI. Like scenes where they didn't use any of the actual characters in them at all.
Yeah.
There were a few of those scenes, but there weren't anywhere as many as I had seen in what was it? I'm trying to think what some of the other Ant-Man
Thor,
was
Love
terrible.
and Thunder.
They're all blending
Thor, Love
together.
and Thunder was terrible. Well,
Yeah.
no,
Was it? It was bad?
Well,
it was
forgettable.
I will say this is better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Absolutely.
Oh, Guardians was great. That's
Guardians
the last
was
one I
amazing.
saw.
Guardians has the best special effects besides Avengers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say.
Yeah, but
It did make me want to watch Miss Marvel again. Sorry, go ahead, George.
Miss
But
Marvel
it was
great.
Yeah.
It was a good. It was a very good movie, I think. I'm not sure if I would. Well, nothing's been coming out. Go watch it in theaters.
Yeah, seriously, like we've had 2 months of like just crickets.
Yeah.
That's actually go see it in
After
theaters.
Barbenheimer, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's been kind of dead.
And it's short enough too.
That helps a lot when it's a less than 2 hours.
Yeah, I was watching the original. There's been this strike in Hollywood, so nothing new is coming out, and I'm running out of shows, and I'm unemployed. So I was watching Spy Kids last night, the original Spy Kids. And
on Netflix?
And I put on the original Spy Kids, and I was like, man, they just don't make films like this anymore. It's so creative and colorful and weird, and it's only an hour and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And put it on, and I just had it on in the background while I was doing jobs, applying for jobs, and I was like, it is so nice to have an hour and a half long movie.
Yeah.
Like, I wish movies were an hour and a half. And then I was dreading coming to this movie because I was like, I am so mentally checked out of Marvel movies. I do not care about any of these characters. It's going to be like 3.5 hours long. And then it was an hour and a half. And I was like, it's over. Okay, perfect.
Wait, we still have a whole day? What else can we do?
Yeah. And I'm like, it's only 8 o'clock. It's only 7:30 right now. Usually we get out of movies at like 10 o'clock at night and we have to go review them. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I love doing the reviews, but when it's a 3.5 hour chunk of your day plus a review, that's a half a day. That's just gone.
Yeah. I'm still laughing because I was like, all right, guys, we're gonna go see Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo, which still looks good. Yeah, I want to watch it. And then we saw the running time was like 3 hours and like 45 minutes.
Like, nope.
And I was just like,
nope. That's 3 movies in my book.
Yeah, like if I could split it like a mini series. Like,
I'd
like
watch
as a
it on
TV
Netflix.
show. Yeah, which they announced that they're gonna do, so it's gonna be available on streaming soon.
The funny thing is, if you put a 3 hour and 45 minute series on Netflix, I would watch the entire thing in one sitting.
Yep.
But in a movie theater, it's different.
You're stuck. You can't get up.
You can't use that same format in the movie theater.
There's no. The bathroom, you can't.
That's
go
the
to
other
the bathroom,
thing. You can pause it.
Yeah,
you can pause it. You're like 1 hour in. You know what? I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna make food.
I'm gonna go
you pause it. Come.
Exactly.
You're gonna do other things.
I'm gonna.
And you can
like
come back.
Me,
I can pull out my
I'll
phone and nobody yells at me.
Yeah.
I can answer texts while I watch.
Yeah. Right.
Like.
Anyways, we don't want to.
Anyways, so
Captain Marvel.
Marvel.
Sorry.
Okay, it was a refreshing short movie. I think we need more short movies in today's day and age. And Kamala stole every scene.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh,
she was so cute, so funny. Like, I just want her to be like my little sister and hang out with her. And then it was nice to see Brie Larson, like her character Captain Marvel, actually show emotion, because my problem with the first movie is that her character
am a robot.
was so
I am Captain
boring.
Marvel.
And Brie Larson can act, and everybody thinks that she's the worst and she can't act because of that movie.
She has an Oscar.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like that.
The Room?
That
Is it called The Room?
The Room was
Oh
amazing.
my god, that movie was the reason Brie Larson
She was
became
great.
like. I remember watching that and being like, "Oh my god, this woman is like bar none one of the best actresses working today."
You got to watch Short Term 12.
What's that?
That's the Brie Larson movie that I was like, I love this person and I want to see her do more.
Okay.
And then Captain Marvel sucked. Like, that movie was one of the most boring movies of my life. Okay.
I will say that I don't think it's her fault, and people need to know that they wrote her that way and just gave her those lines.
Why would they write a boring character that nobody wants to watch?
Here's the thing: they wanted to write a character at that point in time that didn't have any vulnerabilities. I think was kind of
Spock isn't that boring. Spock is an emotionless character. He's not boring.
But he's emotionless, but he has vulnerabilities. They were trying to write a character without vulnerabilities is the problem. And that doesn't...
it doesn't work.
No one can relate to that.
No,
so it doesn't work.
There you go. Exactly. Even Jesus, God, had vulnerabilities that made him relatable. So you can't write a character like that.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to do it and prove me wrong, but...
But yeah, you like Brie Larson here. You think she was given a lot more to do.
Yeah, she was given more to do. She was a lot more empathetic, and she came off a lot warmer. Okay, so are we want to jump into spoilers? Because I have so much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, recommend... what's your final...
If you are like heavily invested in the Marvel universe right now, and you just like have to find out more about what happens, go see this. If you're really into Miss Marvel, you'll love this.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are now about to head into our final spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie, come back later and watch it. Or if you don't care about spoilers, hey, we're gonna ruin the movie for you. So welcome.
Studies have shown that people actually like movies and books better when they know the twist or they know the spoiled ending.
Ooh, yeah. I have not heard about that.
Mm-hmm. They've done studies on this.
I don't believe that.
Like that. Well,
my mom will not watch anything until I tell her how it ends. She's like, I won't even enjoy it until you tell me how it ends.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't. She'll be like, well, just tell me how the movie ends and then I'll watch it. But she will not watch it if she doesn't know.
If I don't like the ending on something, I'll go and watch something else afterwards. Yeah. I'm not the kind of person who just doesn't watch it just because, like, you know, I want to know the ending. I watch it, and then if I'm disappointed, I go watch something else.
You're not wrong.
So I keep watching it. If you keep disappointing me, I will watch more.
That's true. I'll give you that. All right, so to our spoiler review, as you guys know, we actually had a pretty good time watching this movie. Funny, good action, great chemistry with the leads.
Yeah.
That really is the best thing about this movie. The leads in this movie have really, really good chemistry.
They're pretty good.
And they locked it down. And I love that. Now, there's a lot that happens in this movie. That's me and George were actually talking about this while you were using the restroom after the movie. And what was like, they didn't give a lot away in trailers, and today I just expect everything to be given out and like tell you everything, spell it out. You don't even need to watch
the movie by the time you've seen the trailer.
As much as I love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, one of the things I had a big issue with was those trailers pretty much gave me the entire movie in 2 minutes.
Did you guys see that turtle, like the 70-year-old Adam Sandler turtle trailer? It's a trailer for this movie where Adam Sandler's like an animated turtle, and he's been in the same first grade classroom for 45 years.
Is this something that's new?
It's a trailer that's out right now. So Adam Sandler is an animated turtle, and he's been in this classroom since 1974, and now it's modern day, and there's like a new teacher, and the teacher tells every kid in the class has to take that turtle home for 1 week of the school year. But he hasn't left the classroom since 1974, so that's like a whole new world for the turtle. And then he's like teaching kids all these life lessons from the 70s in the new 2024 world.
That sounds interesting, but what does that have to do with...
I was bringing that up because they tell you the entire plot of that movie in the trailer. I don't even need to watch the movie because I know the entire story.
Is it a Netflix one?
Maybe.
Netflix
does that.
Yes.
Yeah, they just ruined
Netflix would like literally be like, hey, here's a spoiler. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, the problem is their trailers are actually previews. Like, like they basically show the entire movie. They're like, it's sort of along the lines as you were saying, like showing the ending. That's kind of what they do. They're like, this is what this movie's gonna be like. If that's your taste,
you might like it, right? Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Huh, interesting. Well, all things to say, I actually did enjoy the fact the last half of this movie was. I'm like, I have no idea where this is going. I could not
I was so
even
lost.
figure it out.
I was so confused. I kept going, Fahad, who is that person?
I didn't notice this at all.
I know George was like glued to
I
the
was-
screen.
I was
You were
watching the
in.
movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. In order to watch a Marvel movie these days, you have to have seen like 45 other films.
I will say you have to watch
Ugh.
Miss Marvel and
That's
Captain
a
Marvel
show.
1. And I watched both. You watched both. So
And WandaVision.
You don't really need
And,
WandaVision.
like-
yeah,
for
they
this.
explain her pretty well
If
from
you
like what
watch-
happened in Captain Marvel 1.
Yeah, if you watch Captain Marvel, then you should be.
Yeah, but like you don't.
But that's like the biggest movies in the world. Everybody's seen Avengers. They
Yeah,
when
but
it comes
I
to
don't-
Avengers,
like,
there's
but
no
I don't
homework.
know every character in Avengers. Like I know that he's Nick Fury, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like if you're not heavily invested in the Marvel universe,
Oh, I don't
you're
expect
gonna
anyone.
be lost.
I don't expect anyone to be walking into these movies if
Who
they
hasn't
weren't
been
and
heavily
it is
invested yet.
yeah, and it is the biggest movie franchise in
That's
film
true.
history.
It totally is.
So I'm the people that are going, it's like I think everybody's seen the Avengers movies. Everybody's seen these characters pop up here and there on Disney shows and things like that. What I liked about this movie was the only backstory they did was just literally Captain Marvel 1
Mm-hmm.
and Miss Marvel, and that was it. Other than that, you may miss like a couple of things here and there. Other than that, the movie was doing its own thing. Like
It was.
the villain was
yeah.
new, had nothing to do with
I
like
didn't understand what the villain was upset about. Something
So-
about her planet.
so
got...
yeah, so that you missed the ending of I think Captain Marvel 1, or you probably
I was
zoned
there
out.
for the entire thing.
But I think you zoned out by
Oh,
the
I
end
couldn't-
anyway.
I
Oh,
couldn't
Captain
remember it,
Marvel 1?
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. It's
So-
been like 5 years.
So
I don't
what?
remember.
Yeah. So what happens at the end of Captain Marvel 1 is that the AI that she has to fight controls an entire planet.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That planet was Hala in the first Captain Marvel 1 movie.
Okay.
And that there's no government, there are no leaders. It's just AI rules that planet.
Okay.
So Captain Marvel learned that the AI whatever thing was evil. So she's like, at the end of Captain Marvel 1, she says, I have to go and like stop this thing and destroy it. That's all we hear. And then 20 years go by. But we didn't actually know what happened with that. I feel like there's a movie that's missing that's called Captain Marvel 2 that would have
Yeah.
done a better job of
That would
explaining.
have been better because I was
'Cause-
so lost.
Yeah, because I feel like they wrote Captain Marvel 2, and because a lot of people didn't like Captain Marvel 1, they were like, we're not going to make Captain Marvel 2. We're just going to make it and let people catch up.
There was an exposition scene where they were like, and then I destroyed the entire planet.
Yes,
And
yes,
I was
yes.
like, well, first rule of movie making: show don't tell. Why? Like, I do not want the movie to be 6 hours long. So please don't show me.
I think
But
Disney
We're
looked
missing
at
something here.
right. I think Disney looked at the numbers for Captain Marvel 1 and just went, people really don't like this
Yeah,
movie.
no, people hate this movie.
So they're like,
Skip.
we can't do Captain. I mean, I'm sure there was a storyline set where she goes.
They could
has
have
to
given
fight-
us a flashback.
She did.
Yeah, that was the flashback.
Yeah, that was the villain. She came in and she
Oh.
came into the building and like the villain tried to stop her and said, don't do this. And when she destroyed the AI, it actually caused a catastrophe on the planet itself.
Did we watch the same movie? I feel like I
Yes.
missed a
you
lot.
you were zoning out. I could
No, I was
tell.
paying attention to the whole thing.
Well, but she did comes in. She destroys the AI, the intelligence. The planet loses water, oxygen, all of its resources. That's why she's jumping from planet to planet. She's like, we need water, so she went to the dancing planet. We need oxygen, so she went to the squirrels, the green people
the bad
planet
guy
to
or
get the
Captain
oxygen.
Marvel?
The bad guy. So Captain Marvel
Okay.
destroys the AI, and then the bad guy decides, well, if AI is not there anymore, and we are like basically our planet is dying, the star is dying, our resources are going away, water is disappearing, oxygen. She's like, well, I don't really give a crap what happens to anybody else. I just got to save my people. So what I'm going to do is go to other planets, I guess, and take their resources. So she went to the green people planet and started taking air, and that's why we were throwing everybody in the
Okay,
ship.
so they kept talking about how they needed to save Hala's son, and I was thinking SON,
not
like she had a.
SUN.
Not S-U-N.
So I was really
Oh,
confused
gosh.
about why they were gonna blast her son with a bunch of energy, and that was supposed to save his core.
Yeah.
So it took me 20 minutes to figure that one
I was like,
out.
oh, you mean the sun as
The
in star?
SUN. Could have spelled that one out literally a
I'm
little
glad-
bit better for me.
I'm glad you pointed that out for one reason alone. And I hinted at it in a non-spoiler, but now that we're in spoiler, I can go more into it. In the end of Captain Marvel, the comic series, after she's been alive for like thousands of years, what happens is she leaves Earth for like thousands and thousands and
Who,
thousands.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, in the comics, leaves like she makes an international Guardians like force and saves other planets, but she's been gone so long in the comic book that she actually forgot she was human. And then somebody, yeah, like 10,000 or 20,000 or
she
long.
loses all of her memories, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
or like she's just been doing so much she even forgot her own origins because who's gonna remember what in the beginning when you're thousands of years old, right?
I think
Not
I'd
a lot.
remember if I was an alien from 10,000 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. In the comics, that's just what
Okay,
happens.
all right.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I'm from Earth, and I'm an Earthling.
Huh.
I should go home and visit." So she comes to Earth, and the star is dying. Our sun, planet Earth's star.
Okay.
And everybody, like, it's like ice caps. The entire planet is just ice because the star has slowly been losing power.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the comic, what she decides to do is like, "Oh, I have to save Earth. Like, this is the only way." She goes into the sun and restarts the core of the sun and dies. And her powers regenerate or unlock
And then she melts all the ice caps, and then everybody drowns.
She basically... Well, they're already
That would be an
dead,
interesting
so...
twist.
Oh,
Not-
wait, all the people are dead on
Yeah,
Earth?
there's like only thousands of humans left at that point on Earth. And
Okay.
she's like, "Oh my god, if I don't do something, like, the Earth is basically going to go extinct." So what she does is she flies into the sun, kind of like ending of this movie, but she doesn't die,
She
of course,
saves
in
the
movie.
Eskimos.
Yes.
Okay.
And so at the end, like, she becomes the sun, and that's the end, and that was it. That's the end of the comics. No
Huh.
more Captain Marvel after that. So they kind of hinted. I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna go there with that? And then she flew into the sun, the star. Except she didn't die. She just restarted and was able to fly out of it. So
Wow.
maybe down the road they might bring that back and like have her die and save the Earth at some point, but who knows? I really thought they were gonna kill her when she was like, after flying to that sun. I'm like, well, you're dead later, Captain Marvel, because I read the comics. I don't know what you're about to do, but it's not that. And then she's like, oh wait, I'm just gonna fly right back out after I restart the star. And you're like, oh, okay.
I was kind of wondering about that too because I thought she was gonna stay in the star too.
Yeah.
And that was I haven't seen the comics or anything, but like I was like, well, I
Look up
just
the image.
assumed-
It's really cool. She looks like Jesus on the cross flying into the sun
Oh, wow.
with the background of the star dying. It's a really, really good comic series, actually, surprisingly. But yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say was I liked that it was Monica who has to sacrifice herself and not Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, because I think she was more of the core heart thing.
Expendable.
Not expendable, but she had more of like she was missing her mom. She has no.
She makes Marvel Comics less money than the other. She makes Disney less.
I mean,
money
you're
than
not
the
wrong. I can't disagree with that.
That's
But
probably the real reason, guys.
But yeah, but the real reason in my mind was because her mom's dead.
Okay.
Her aunt is Captain Marvel, who hasn't seen in 2 decades.
Right.
Who else has more to lose here? Not her. Captain Marvel has an entire galaxy to save. Miss Marvel has her family, who she promised that she was going to come back
She has
home.
nothing to save.
So Monica becoming that person and just deciding, hey, you know what? Like, it's better for me to go, whatever this portal breaking thing is, than for you guys. But the cool thing is, like, okay, so I will say, when they announced that the X-Men were coming to the MCU, I was like, that makes no sense. You already have super-powered people living on this Earth with Avengers and all these other heroes. How are you going to introduce the X-Men with mutants and like people don't like people with superpowers? That makes 0 sense. So when she flew out to another Earth and woke up and saw her mom as another, and she's not her mom, but she looks exactly like her, and then you saw Beast, I'm like, that fixes it for me. I'm good.
So are they gonna make a X-Men movie with Beast?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about
Beast
have
or
we
what they're
had
gonna...
a Beast in an X-Men movie?
We know that we saw
In the
Professor
Marvel
Xavier
universe?
and Doctor Strange too. We saw bless you. Oh, I thought you were gonna sneeze.
Logan was such a good movie. It's the only X-Men movie I've ever seen.
Oh,
Logan was the only X-Men. It was
I've
so
almost
good.
forgotten about Logan.
that movie's so depressing.
I know, but I loved it.
Okay,
It was cool.
That
It
little
was
good kid
cool.
act. The little girl could act.
that's true. I forgot her name, X-23 or whatever she was
Yeah.
called. But the point is like them introducing another Earth with X-Men and mutants, like chef's kiss. That makes me excited because I don't want the X-Men in the MCU. Damn it!
You want a different X-Men?
I want a different Earth with like
Well,
half the population
we-
being mutants with superheroes and
We
supervillains.
already
Oh.
saw some of that though during the, as I like to say it, the Wanda movie.
It really is Wanda's
It
movie.
really
It's
is
not
Wanda's
Doctor
movie.
Strange
It's
too.
not Doctor Strange.
Oh, that
too.
was a good one.
But Doctor
yeah.
Strange 2 did show the X-Men because
Yeah.
they
Oh,
showed
yeah.
that like alternate universe where Doctor Strange was a villain, but he basically had them off him after revealing that he had done some bad things.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? Remember he went to the council? That one weird council?
With
On
Professor
Earth?
Xavier and Fantastic Four as
Yes.
Jim.
Yep.
Still can't believe Jim popped up. in
So
that movie.
basically they had a statue of him out
Jim-
there. And
Jim
he's like,
help
what happened? And then they were like, well, actually, you
I remember it now.
basically you used the forbidden book and then you wound up having issues and you needed somebody to stop you, so you asked us to do it. And-
No, you're right. I'll.
Yeah.
It just. That movie was so forgettable for me for Doctor Strange. I don't know why.
It was just so bad I happened to remember it.
Yeah.
Was bad?
Doctor Strange 2 was good if you like Wanda's character, and you obviously did. So I'm sure you remember. For me, I was
couldn't
like,
stand the kids.
oh, you.
Oh,
No, you're right. Watch
They
it.
were
I
so
watched it
creepy.
again. I think like
They were
on home
so-
video. I'm like,
uh,
but I think there was like that weird. But
I
I see
love
why
the
they
kids.
did it.
it was a horror
Anytime
aspect.
you put
It was
kids
straight
in
up
anything,
horror.
I love it.
They're not
Watching those kids was straight up horror.
right.
Like when they died?
No.
When they
just
started
them-
singing and acting like these perfect children.
Yes,
What? I
that was
loved 'em.
scary as heck.
So
Because
good.
boys aren't like that.
No.
Boys are terrorists. That's far as I'm
What
concerned.
boys have you been hanging out with?
Every boy that I've
I
ever
know
grown up
some
with.
lovely,
Yeah.
adorable, sweet
Sure,
boys.
I'm sure George was a nice kid, but most were not.
I know some very sweet little boys. They
Okay.
can run around and be
Genuinely sweet and cute.
They can be really sweet and really cute. Yeah.
We got to finish off this review, George.
Can we talk about the cat song? The
Oh,
scene from Cats with
I'm-
the song from Cats.
And they
That
finally
was a
gave.
song from Cats?
Yes, it was from Cats the musical. I
I
was
did
like
not
yelling
know
it
that.
throughout the theater. I was like, "This is the song from Cats the musical." Yeah, so that's the most famous like Andrew Lloyd Webber song ever from Cats the musical. The song "Memory," and it's perfect because it's a bunch of cats running around, and that's what the Cats movie is, and the Cats play is. It's just a bunch of cats running around singing.
Wow.
And so I started cracking up. I was like, I'm saying this out loud in the theater. I'm like, how did Disney get the rights to Andrew Lloyd Webber's music? This is so amazing. I love this. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm singing along, and everybody else.
I will say that entire scene where they're just trying to get the cats to eat people,
That was
and then the
fantastic.
then the open
That was
mic
the
from the
best
speaker
part.
saying like, "Stop running away from the cats. Let
Oh,
them
right.
eat you.
And then
Let
the guy-
them."
The guy is like, well, I guess we can't all decide on how we're gonna pass on to the other side, and he's
It's
just
like
accepting his
none of
fate.
that. Talk.
No, stop! Get out of here! No,
It's like we'll figure it out.
we'll
Nick
make
Fury.
it work. Get out of here!
It's like what? What did you just say?
The guy is just like, I guess we're gonna die today.
And
but
then when they're
cat
falling to earth, like the family starts praying. He's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm praying." He's like, "Pray some more." Amen.
death.
That was hilarious.
Oh, and then the other best line in the movie was, I don't want to be a single child. Not with these parents.
That was
Oh
so
my
funny
gosh.
when
I'm like,
so
when-
good.
I didn't even-
when
I don't
she
wanna be
went
an
up
only
to him-
child.
You know
when
it's a
she
nice
went up to
house,
him-
right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
It's
goodness.
a nice
and he's
house.
over there like,
like
trying
turn
to-
this, like turn change
Dang
the
it,
channel.
turn something off. Turn this thing off.
Damn it! I really liked it. I think I'm gonna see this movie again. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie.
And watch a whole movie about Kamala's mom.
Yes, they should.
Just following people around.
I
being
know.
like, oh
No,
my
I
God.
really enjoyed this movie. I love the Pakistani family. Like you
They're
said, the
so
jokes
cute.
land.
Yep.
There's weirdly a like Disney musical where Captain Marvel becomes a Disney princess.
Oh, that was another weird fever
That was
dream
fantastic.
moment.
That was the best.
I was so shocked though. I'm like, what?
What is
Yeah, I looked over at
going
George. He's like,
on?
There was
George was so confused. He was
this
like,
this Marvel movie becomes a musical.
yeah,
In like the middle of the movie for like 2 songs.
for 2 songs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it just and then
the cats.
And then the cat song.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm like, are they trying to sell an album? What are they doing?
I hope so, because it's working.
Yeah. and then there's like in the song, they're like, well, how does he already have all this information about us? And like,
My favorite line in the movie is like, wait, you told us like everybody on this planet's like has to sing to understand when he's bilingual.
That was hilarious.
Didn't he look like a character out of Genshin or something?
He looked like an anime character.
Yeah, I was
he
like
should have been in Avatar: The Last
like
Airbender
even the
live
gold,
action.
like the gold neck piece that he had on and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, you look like you walked out of an anime character.
And
like
they magically changed outfits and just never
I loved
explained it.
No,
That was
So
hilarious.
just don't explain it.
That was so awesome.
I loved the little girl singing and like the whole village doing the ceremony it was really cool.
It's like before we walk out, I gotta tell you guys something. I'm kind of famous here. And then Miss Marvel
you're famous
goes,
everywhere.
You're famous everywhere. It's like, no, this is different.
A little different.
And like they said princess, and they're like, princess? Wait, what?
Well, like, you could have like, what is happening right now?
It was very Rick and
She's
Morty, where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm on this planet, and everybody knows me, and I did this thing.
You know, honestly, it doesn't work in Ant-Man, the wackiness in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like,
I thought it worked.
I know you liked it, but for me, it didn't work.
Okay.
I liked some of the wackiness in it, but I didn't. There were other issues
Yeah.
that I had.
But here, like, from the cat scene shouldn't have worked, and it worked.
That was the best scene in the movie.
The family running around, like, the secret, like, super space, whatever station worked. The singing worked. All the jokes land. I don't know why, but this movie actually, surprisingly, like, it is wacky.
It's weird. Yeah.
It is really weird and wacky, but they're just, I like how Marvel's, like, you know what? Who's holding us back?
Yeah.
We got nothing to lose here. Let's just throw everything that you can think of that's crazy
Yeah.
onto the screen.
Do you think this was their candy bag movie? Like, we
it
wanted
has
to
to
try
be.
this in another movie, but it didn't work out. Let's throw it in here.
Right, like,
Oh, the scene we cut from Guardians? Let's throw it in here. Like, that's what this movie felt like.
surprisingly, Guardians was dark.
It was so dark, but it was
But
like
it was
so
still good.
It was
But
so
I really
good.
liked
but like,
it.
I'm getting sick of like really dark Marvel
I know.
movies.
We need fun. Okay.
So that's why I like this movie.
The Flash. This reminded me of The Flash, where it was like the Flash was just nonstop fun. Like
Yeah.
we're just gonna throw everything at the wall.
I-
It's all gonna be goofy.
Best scene in Flash. I'm sorry, I'm just talking because it's so funny to me, and we haven't done a review in like 2 months, or we're just getting it all out now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But like the scene where the guy lifts his leg, and it's like Marty McFly, but the original.
Oh yeah.
You
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that?
Was hilarious.
Oh.
Shannon's like, greatest movie
Marty
Ever.
ever.
It's like Marty McThigh.
Marty McFly.
Oh my god.
And they're like, no, he's played by Michael J. Fox. Who's Michael J. Fox?
It's like, no, I have his tattoo on my thigh.
he was ja boy in that movie.
And I'm like, Flash is just like staring. It's like, anyways, no, this is the year where Marvel and DC decided to go completely bananas. Like Ant-Man, Captain Marvel or Marvels, I keep calling it Captain Marvel, and Flash, like all the superhero, even Spider-Man was just like out there, man. Like it's just craziness on the screen. This is the year of chaos.
It's the year of trying new things. Do you think? I think Rick and Morty just inspired like
a whole generation of film writers.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do?
They can
that
get
is
away
just-
with it.
yeah,
Then we can get away with
then
it.
we can get away with it.
Yeah.
I think this is a good place to stop. I will say on my note, the more I talk about this movie, I think I like it more than I should.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Yeah.
The more I talk about it, the more I like it, and I really do want to see it again because it is so fun. I miss a good like fun Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We haven't
And
had one of those since
a while.
like the first Guardians movie.
well,
probably.
Ant-Man was wacky and fun.
Ant-Man
but
was fun, yeah.
It didn't work for me though, but yeah.
But the ending was kind of weird.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie was good.
That's my number one movie of the year, and I don't think it's going to be topped. I
like
think
the
Spider-Man.
animated one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that is going to be.
That was really good.
My number one movie is Spider-Man, and then right below it, I would put oh my gosh.
What else did we even see this year? We're getting close to January.
What came out that was like I loved? I've seen it. Barbie. Sorry.
Barbie's definitely
Barbie and
my number
Oppenheimer
one. I saw
are
Barbie
right-
3 times.
But for me, it's like Spider-Man. Oppenheimer, then Barbie. I don't know how to stack that.
But Oppenheimer was good, but no, Barbie takes the cake. Barbie was amazing. Puss in Boots 2, was that this year or last year?
Last year.
That was
That
last
was
year.
last year. It was so good.
Though we
That
saw it in
was-
January because we were just busy with
we
Christmas.
saw it this year. Okay,
so we saw it late.
We're getting close to Oscar season.
By the way, I am just so freaking excited for because the holiday season is the best time to go to the movies.
it
Besides,
is, yeah.
like June and July, it's like
Yeah.
May to
Yeah.
July, like end of July,
Yep.
and then it's like dead for 4 months,
Yeah.
and then it's like November, December.
Yeah.
You release Wish looks. Oh my god! Have you listened to the Wish soundtrack?
No, is it out? You can listen to it.
Yes, and it is.
It's good?
Phenomenal.
Really?
Like it is so
The
inventive.
trailers were not that great.
Oh,
they were
the
good,
movie.
but-
The
Well,
movie.
They don't want to give anything
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
I'm telling
think
you,
that's
I'm
it.
It's the next big princess.
It's like this is the
Yeah.
movie that
Okay.
is gonna save Disney animation. Because just listening to those musical numbers, I'm just telling you right now, I will be very shocked if it doesn't become a freaking phenomenon. What's the Frozen movie?
Frozen.
Let It Go. No, Let It Go.
What's the Frozen movie?
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Sorry. What's the really popular?
Let It Go.
Let It Go.
yeah.
Right, and then we had Encanto's We Don't Talk About Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
And then that was all they did was talk about Bruno.
Yeah, and then all we did was talk about Bruno
Oh
for
my gosh! And then I
everything.
sung about Bruno for
I-
ages.
I've watched 80 TikToks about just people dancing to and changing up.
Yeah.
We Don't Talk About Bruno. I'm
So
telling
good.
you, Wish is gonna crush it.
Okay.
I really think Disney animation is gonna make a huge comeback. And even with Hunger Games, have you seen the reviews for Hunger Games?
No, but I
Good,
just
oh
saw,
God!
I just saw the new trailer in there
Dude.
just now, and that was
Pete-
nice.
People are saying it's not just the greatest, it's not the best Hunger Games movie. It's one of the greatest movies ever made, period. Because it talks
Wow.
about
Really?
the fall of society, how there's just so
they
much.
showed they almost gave a little bit of it wasn't like they gave away what was going to happen in the movie by any means.
I'm glad I didn't
But
see
they
it because it comes out
basically-
next week.
They basically, showed that he was there and watched this happen.
Right.
So basically he experienced it. So you get to kind of see that through
From-
him, from his perspective. All of that heartbreak, all of that,
I am
just-
so excited.
just desolation and just it looks like it'll be amazing.
Who would have thought it would be good? But
Well-
Suzanne Collins, she's
Isn't it?
she's got a great batting average.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah, I'm
guys.
really excited.
We've talked. My throat is starting to hurt. This is what happens when we don't do reviews for 3 months. We over.
Sorry guys, talking about wishes, we have to go make some in Genshin.
And can we talk about Inside Out
Yeah.
trailer just dropped? I'm so excited. I didn't think they were actually going to do an
I
Inside Out 2.
I watched that trailer twice because it was so good.
Me too. I'm going to go
Um,
watch all the
watched it
reviews of it
all.
tonight.
I'm like, I
so
lit-
Proud of
pumped.
myself.
I'm shocked because they literally just announced they were making it this
Yeah.
summer. Because I'm like, hey, did you know they're making it? And then a trailer, I'm like, wait, didn't Disney just announce they were making this? Maybe it was all under production and I just didn't know for years. Because to me, it sounded like they just greenlit it and working on the script. No, they have the whole movie ready to go. It's
Yes.
May
I
May
thought-
or June, right?
I thought I saw a teaser a while
This
back,
is the
though.
teaser. No, this is the teaser.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause
this is the official
I
teaser.
thought I heard something about it beforehand.
No, I was shocked when I saw it. I'm like, this is a fake trailer. And then I clicked it. I'm like, oh no. This is legit. And then you even said that it's wait, is this a real because nobody I thought it was years away.
We must have seen a.
I thought it was a fake trailer, like a fan made
Yeah.
It
trailer.
must have been a news article then.
It
that
was
said
a
it
news
was-
article that they were making Inside Out too.
Was
You're
that
right.
back in September?
Yeah.
I want them to go
Yeah.
there. I want them to do everything. I want this to be an after school special puberty movie. You know what I mean? I want them to touch on every subject.
I don't know they'll do it
They
after
won't.
Red. because
Red
it
got
such
too
heat.
much. See, I think Red was their test to see what they could get away with
And
with
they're like,
Inside Out
Guys,
2.
did you guys ever watch Hey God, It's Me, Margaret?
Yeah, it was amazing.
That was phenomenal.
so good.
Would
Did
me
you
and
see it?
Stephanie
good.
like it?
Yes.
I think so.
Stephanie would love it.
What is it about?
You'll love it. It's about a girl who's Jewish in the 1970s and she moves to a new neighborhood and she gets her first period and it's all about her friendships and dealing with her first period.
It's one of the few movies that
It's
got
so cute.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, it's Judy Blume. She's the children's book author for little girls.
I have no idea.
She's the one who broke out of in the 70s, she was the only one that would write about periods, and like she wrote the only book for girls about periods for like 35 years. Like when I was a girl, like a little girl, like the only thing I could read about periods other than like a textbook was Judy Blume, and was this specific book. So it's what like 3 generations of girls have grown up with as their only story about first periods, and you couldn't get anything else for kids. Like it didn't exist.
No, it makes sense.
Now it does, but it didn't back then.
Yeah.
So
let me
story.
Let me close off the review.
Okay.
So thank you guys for checking out our review for the Marvels. If you've checked it out, I'm pretty sure I will say I think most people will have a great fun time. And it'll work for you. You don't need to do any homework, honestly. This movie can stand on its own pretty well. It's just like one of those standalone Marvel films. I feel like even if you didn't put MCU on it, it wouldn't matter. It's a fun movie. You can catch up. They do backstory in the movie itself, so you won't be too confused. And your kids, especially little girls, I think are gonna have a really great time. There's some really key notes here about singing and dancing and girls, like girl power, yay! Like I don't know what to say, like Barbie, like girl power. I don't know. It's good. All right, guys.
It was weird to see an action movie with all 99% of the screen time is all women. I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah.
Did Wonder Woman do that? I can't remember. But anyways.
No, because she had like a male counterpart.
Oh, that's right. You're
right. Which is fine. But this was just different. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you for the biggest movie in November coming out next week. 2 movies. We got.
If you want to find out why we were in the back of a cop car together at the first original Hunger Games movie, come back for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
The mother effing snakes on this mother effing plane of snakes. Yeah, and then we got 2 big movies. Disney's Wish is gonna be massive, and of course Hunger Games just looks phenomenal. It's gonna be, we're going back to the movies.
Top 10 is gonna be fun this year.
Oh, I don't
when
even
it comes
know
January.
If I can do top 10.
I have no clue.
I would have to do top 20 at this 20? Point. Yeah.
Can I do like top 3? No.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys.
Counts as 1.
We'll talk to you guys later. Catch you at Hunger Games. Bye.
Bye.